Hey guys. So next up, Labocosmetica. We're going to be talking about some interior products, specifically interior cleaner, leather cleaner, and leather sealant. So we've got 3 products we're going to be working with today. Omnia 2.0, which is their interior cleaner, Derma 2.0, which is their leather cleaner, and Derma sealant. So Omnia specifies on the back that you can dilute 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 7, 1 to 10. For normal cleaning, dilute 1 to 10. So that's what we're going to be doing here. I already have that diluted in here. I've got 25 milliliters of Omnia, and I've got 250 milliliters of deionized water in this spray bottle right now. This is a Marilex Mini 500. I didn't even know they made a 500. Thanks to whoever in my comments section in one of my other videos turned me on to that. Really appreciate it. In this one, I have the Derma leather cleaner. And this says to dilute 1 to 1. Routine cleaning, dilute product 1 to 1, spray directly on surface. And then Derma sealant, you're supposed to apply with a towel. So that's why I have my towel here. Speaking of towels, I notice a Pluffle here. So these Pluffles from the Rag Company are one of my favorite towels. I use them for rinseless car washing. These are like you leave this in your glove box with like some waterless car wash, and you can clean your car if something happens to it. They're super soft, they work really well, and they don't leave a lot of fuzz behind. Rag Company is discontinuing these, so I went and bought 30 of them before they no longer are available. I don't know that you need to have that many in your cabinet, but I want to make sure that I have something that I like. I don't know what they're going to be replaced with, and I'm going to have to find something else that I like. So just so you know, these are being discontinued. It was announced on the Rag Company Obsessed Garage Makeover video series. So if you like them, grab some. If you've never used them, grab some. They're good towels. We're going to be working on this driver's seats. And I have the leather cleaner. Like I said, this is diluted 1 to 1 in this bottle. I also have a color lock brush. It says to use a soft bristle brush for cleaning. So I regularly use this color lock brush. Obviously you could use whatever you have. So we're gonna start off by applying to the seat. And this is a leather specific cleaner. Now, I clean this pretty regularly. It shouldn't be too bad. You can use this undiluted if you have something that is particularly messy. I didn't feel that was necessary in this case. So. All right, so we've got a clean towel. This is a Rag Company Edgeless 345, which is typically what I use for interior cleaning. You can get these in a couple different colors. I have the blue ones. I think they make gray, maybe yellow. Anyway, so there is our cleaner. We'll let this dry. And what you're going to see is that it leaves the seat looking very dry, right? So it's, if you look at like this armrest compared to this, it did a really good job of removing all of the oils and stuff that are left behind from your skin, from your sweat as you're driving a vehicle. So you can see there kind of the before and after. Now, once we get this clean, we can start using the Derma protectant. For this, you're supposed to put it onto a microfiber cloth and use this to apply it. I think that a microfiber applicator would actually work really well for this. Might be a good thing to try. I'm just following the instructions on the bottle. I think that putting it on a microfiber towel can cause you to, I don't know, waste quite a bit of product because you end up soaking through the towel and then you end up with a bunch of stuff that like doesn't necessarily get applied to the seat. This is a different towel. You notice that I had 2 of them over here. Derma and cleaner have a scent to them, so it's fairly easy to tell the towels apart, or you can just pick something that's a different color. All of my interior towels are blue. So this does leave kind of a wet look behind, so it is easy to tell what you've done and haven't done. And then we'll just allow this to dry and we'll see what kind of finish we get. Now, this is another one of those systems, right? So Labo seems to have systems, 3 pH, 2 pH, leather cleaning system. So one thing that I found interesting on the sealant is normally if you're looking at a leather sealant, it says, clean your seats with your favorite leather cleaner. This specifically says, clean the, instructions for use. Clean the leather with the specific product, Derma Cleaner. Once the surface to be treated has been cleaned and dried, shake the bottle well and apply Derma sealant. Then gently massage into the leather. For greater protection, repeat this step after an hour. During application, do not rub vigorously. Let it dry at room temperature. Maximum protection is achieved after 24 hours. Sealant action starts to take effect after 20 minutes. I did wipe it vigorously, so let's be fair with it. I have extra here, so let's just apply. No vigorous wiping. Again, I think it would be easier to wipe less vigorously with a microfiber applicator pad. But I've talked before about these seats. Really, Honda's material selection is pretty terrible, truthfully. I mean, it's an economy brand, but when you're selling SUVs at $50,000, it stops becoming an economy brand in a way. So anyway, let's let this dry and then we'll come back and take a look at it after it has. So we've got this nice matte / satin finish, which is kind of honestly the Honda way, but it looks good. Came out good. It's soft. It's not greasy or anything like that. It's not slippery. You know, it's not. I didn't shove Armor all over it. I think it's actually pretty nice. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on interior cleaner. So next we're going to clean a steering wheel. And I like cleaning steering wheels because they're usually very dirty. So when you clean a steering wheel, oftentimes you'll end up with like a black rag, which is kind of neat. The reality is I clean my steering wheel fairly regularly and I wash my hands when I'm done eating. So I tend to not get a lot of crap all over my steering wheel, but we're going to do it anyway. We'll see what we end up with. But this is the interior cleaner, diluted 1 to 10. Like I said, there are some more aggressive mixtures that you can do. Now this definitely has a smell to it. And I think the smell is a bit aggressive for my taste, just to be 100% transparent with you. It feels very all-purpose cleanery, if that makes sense. But let's see what we get off of this. So yeah, we've got some darkness on the rag there. And the steering wheel has kind of a matte finish, which is nice. It's what I like to see in a steering wheel, more of that OEM look. We can hit a screen here. This has a screen protector on it, so I don't have to worry about the screen, but I don't have, it does wipe off cleanly. I don't have a lot of like streaks. Get the dash, get our mirror, just some of the other normal interior bits, a radar detector, etc. So yeah, so this interior cleaner seems to be working well. Cleaned up my steering wheel that I didn't even think was that dirty fairly well, but it does have a smell that isn't, I don't want to say it's unpleasant, but it's not pleasant. It smells chemically. It smells clean, but certainly not bad. Anyway, so we're just going to wipe up some of these interior panels, and this plastic should be easy to do with this interior cleaner, and then we will wrap this all up and go from there. Oh, that's interesting. I've got like some dirt marks on my headliner here. Those wiped right off. That's not bad. Now I have a black headliner. I probably wouldn't use this, especially on this rag, on like a white headliner, because you would probably end up with maybe a little bit of color transfer, possibly a little bit of dirt coming off the rag and ending up on here, but this actually worked out pretty well. So, put our armrest down, and then, yeah, I think we're ready to wrap this up. All that's left to do is to clean the carpets. So we used Derma cleaner and Derma protectant on the seats. I don't love the fact that everything has a name and you have to like do a translation. You know, if it was just leather cleaner and leather protectant, I think that it's a little bit simpler. I like, you know, that Griots and some other brands kind of do that. This is leather cleaner, leather protectant, iron remover, panel prep, you know. The need to name everything, it's fine. I guess you get to know it, especially if you're using the same line over and over and over and over again. But, you know, in Derma, it means dermis, which is, you know, your skin, and you're cleaning leather, which is skin. So like there is a translation there that makes sense. But just kind of having to read all of the bottles to figure out what they actually are is, you know, whatever. It's nitpicky, but it's one of those things. I found Derma to be effective. As far as a cleaner is concerned, it worked very well. It doesn't have a scent, or a scent that like is strong. It doesn't like, you don't really notice the scent when you're using it. I used it with a color lock brush. Obviously you could use like a detail factory brush or whatever kind of brush you wanted to use. I don't think that that's going to be an issue. The Derma protectant went on and dried quickly. Now it says 24 hours before it's fully done, but it says 20 minutes before it starts to work. So we'll let this dry, and you know, it'll get better over time, apparently. You can do a second layer if you choose to do so. I like that it doesn't leave the seat glossy or slippery or greasy. It just leaves it kind of clean and that matte look. That's what I prefer. I think you're going to go through a lot of the Derma protectant if you're using it on a regular basis, because they're not, you know, foaming it like Color Lock does, or they're not, you know, you're not applying it to, especially if you're using a microfiber towel to apply it. You're not spraying it on and like wiping it in with your hands or anything like that. You're instead applying it to a towel, and the towel is going to absorb a lot of it as you're applying it to the seat. So you're going to end up throwing a bunch of it in your rag bucket every week when you're using it, especially if you're using it on a regular basis. The interior cleaner I felt worked really well. It's strong, and I don't like the scent, just honest about that. It's not greasy, it's not soapy, but it does smell like a chemical, like an APC or a degreaser, like that type of scent. And I don't love that, and it makes me think in my head that it's going to dry out my interior, even though it's probably not going to do that. It actually even says on the interior cleaner that you can use it to repair things that were ruined by APCs, by people spraying APCs on plastics. So, you know, it probably has some sort of protectant or something to keep it from hurting your interior products, but you know, just in my head when I'm using it, I'm like, this feels very aggressive in terms of a cleaning product, and my interiors aren't very dirty. Now maybe if my interior was, I wouldn't care so much, and I would actually appreciate that aggression. You know, it's kind of one of those things. But again, all three of the products worked really well. Like I said, I think you're going to go through a fair amount of Derma sealant if you're using it on a regular basis. I think that you could probably use a microfiber applicator pad. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say microfiber applicator pads, I mean these. So like this is a pearl applicator pad. So this has a microfiber coating, but then inside is like foam. And it just kind of keeps you from absorbing all of your product. You use them when you're putting ceramic coatings on cars to keep the ceramic coating, like ceramic coating is super expensive. You get like a 30 ml bottle, it's like $70, and that does a whole car. Well, you know, I probably use 20, 30 ml on a seat because I'm applying it to a rag and I'm, you know, putting it on. And of course it's skin, so it's like absorbing it and it's drying, and you're gonna go through a little bit more of it than you do with a paint coating that would sit on top of the paint. Not unhappy with the products. I don't love them. I think I still like the Color Lock products better. Color Lock Medium or Strong Leather Cleaner and Color Lock Leather Shield. I think that I like those better. Just the use, the scent, the foamer. I have a perception of longevity that I'll get out of that. As far as the interior cleaner is concerned, I think that I like Pilot better. Well, I know I like Pilot better. Pilot's my favorite interior cleaner. That's an Armor Detail Supply product. I would say that the interior cleaner here had the same effectiveness of like a PNS interior cleaner, which I have, that's what I have here in this spray bottle. This is PNS. PNS is insanely inexpensive to buy, so I doubt that this would be less expensive. And PNS has a better scent, so I would probably recommend PNS as an interior cleaner over this. I'd recommend Pilot over either one of them. Again, just my personal preference and experience in using some of these products. Maybe someday I'll find something that I like even better than them. This is video 3 of the Labocosmetica series. There's probably going to be 2 or 3 more as I go through the rest of the products. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I still have 11 of them on the shelf. So we'll work through those, and then we'll move on to the next line and we'll start playing with some of them. So far, testing through these Labocosmetica products, none of them have been a real game changer, with the exception maybe the 3 pH system was really good for a very specific purpose. But the interior cleaners, I'll use them up, but I don't think that I'm going to repurchase them. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.